going on, Jerome's? So the $1 million question this offseason was who's going to be backup quarterback to J.J. McCarthy as quarterback one? And yes, he was always going to be quarterback one. All this Rodgers stuff was nonsense. Were the Vikings going to bring back Daniel Jones? No. What about Nick Mullins? No. What about Kirk Cousins? No. What about Jumpin' Joe Flacco, Tannehill, Jameis Winston, etc.? No. But finally, the Vikings basically picked up Sam Howell for nothing, which is fantastic, a.k.a. Quarter Korea's quarterback. I think that Howell will fit in nicely as quarterback, too, for the Vikings. But also, the Vikings did make a play. Even though they didn't have a ton of draft picks, they definitely went hard in the paint for undrafted free agent quarterback Max Brosmer of the Minnesota Golden Gophers. First off, we need to update the Minnesota Gophers. Was it Rouser? First off, we got to stop calling things Rouser because phrasing. But, I mean, Minnesota's got Bob Dylan and Next and Prince, rest in power. Morris Day and the Time. Cisco lives here. The Hold Steady. Semisonic. Closing time. Hey, can we get something upgraded over Minnesota? Minnesota. Yay, Minnesota. How intimidating is that? Like, hey, if you're Michigan, if you're Ohio State coming into TCF and you hear Minnesota, yay, like, I'm intimidated. I'm a 5-star recruit from Texas. I went to come play at Ohio State. I'm so intimidated by, yay, Minnesota. Get out of here. We need to come up with something better. Anyways, but Brosmer does have a unique opportunity where there's no pressure on him, right? So as the UDFA coming in, and he got paid, by the way. So the Vikings obviously were definitely hard in the paint for Brosmer, given $250K guaranteed, which after it's all said and done, a rookie wage scale, after all the picks get signed, he's probably going to have more guaranteed than most 6th and 7th round picks. So that's a major investment. And Brosmer, I mean, he can be on the practice squad for a year, really get ingrained in the Kevin O'Connell system, and go from there. Maybe down the line, maybe they prefer him over Brett Rippin-Ass. Maybe Sam Howell leaves to start somewhere. Brosmer, I mean, in a couple seasons, could be J.J. McCarthy's primary backup, and you would have confidence in him because Kevin O'Connell has confidence. You know, of course, just the quarterback whisperer, having another pupil, someone to work with, it's going to be fantastic. Let's talk about Max Brosmer today. Background. 24, turned 24 in March, 6'2", 217, the pride of Roswell, Georgia, took his talents to New Hampshire, a 4-year starter for the, I don't know, Wildcats, probably something like that. Second team All-American in 2023, finalist for the Walter Payton Award, which is the FCS Heisman. 2024, took his talents to the Minnesota Golden Gophers and did pretty well in his lone season starting for the Gophers after transfer. Completed 66.5% of his passes, 28 yards passing, 18 touchdowns, 6 picks, 7.24 yards per attempt, a 137.2 quarterback rating, which is good. Now, remember that's quarterback. That's college quarterback rating. So NFL, it's like, I don't know, 60. I'm just kidding. It's like 85, 90, somewhere in there. But also led the Gophers to an 8-5 record. Won a bowl game, Duke Mayo Bowl, over Virginia Tech, which is fantastic, man. Scouting report from Lance Zierlein, NFL.com. Draft projection, 6th, 7th round. Which, I mean, he certainly could have been drafted in a down quarterback class. I think that there's still value day 3 with the UDFAs as well. Overview: confident, cerebral quarterback. So that means he's bad. The buzzwords were like a real estate listing. If it says cozy, it's tiny. With average traits, who proved he could play at the FBS level. Brosmer has an average arm but throws with anticipation and a sudden release. His ball placement needs work to become more accomplished against tight man coverage, but he can pick apart zone coverage with intermediate throws. He's asked to read and attack coverages and could do so when in rhythm, but his production nosedives when the pocket heats up and he's forced to move. Brosmer's lack of mobility and second reaction playmaking skills hurts his chances, but he should be appealing to a play-action-based offense utilizing levels, route concepts. Wow. It's almost like he wrote that exactly for the Vikings, because that's exactly what the Vikings are. Superlatives: 5-year starting experience. I mean, that does matter. And you could say, well, some of it was FCS. Don't care. Don't care, man. Reads progressions with speed, quick release, and gets rid of the rock. Because I think part of that is, too, because as Zerline said, once he has to readjust and make plays off script, solid footwork, good technique as well. It doesn't have that rocket arm, but it's fine. Accurate at first 2 levels. Really good with play action fakes as well. Throws with anticipation. Works best on schedule. Like, he's not going to be. So we talked about this before. Like, Kirk Cousins was good on schedule. Like, he is a he's a sheet music musician. He's in the orchestra. Where a guy like Josh Dobbs, or a guy like Nick Mullins, they're jazz. Like everything off script. I was good to go. But overall, I do think that Brosmer, obviously the Vikings like him with the huge guarantee investment as a UDFA, but I think that he does bring something intriguing. I think that he is going to be better than just a camp arm, and it wouldn't shock me at all if he stays in the sphere with the practice squad. Maybe who moves up. He's a cerebral guy, hard worker. Maybe he's got a future in coaching. Who knows? But I think that when we look back at this down a couple years, and if Brosmer is the primary backup for McCarthy, and that's a huge win and a huge ROI on the UDFA investment that the Vikings made. But your thoughts are thoughts. What does former Golden Gophers quarterback Max Brosmer bring to the Vikings as a UDFA? Let us know your thoughts. Comment section. You guys are the best. You know what to do. Skol. Production value.